so you know, they got to account for the young and the elderly and all the variations of the deer. And then the decision which watering hole to go to. One might have a fresh spring, and another might be getting a little stagnant, but at a different time of year that one might be a better one than this one. And how do you know? And the assumption was that basically the equivalent of a wise elder would be making that decision every time. The alpha deer. So anyhow, they put the cameras in the trees to watch the deer, and typically around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they go drink, and they're watching, and they're noticing that the deer are, as they're grazing on bushes and trees and things, they're starting to point their bodies, individuals, not groups, but individuals are starting to point their bodies towards one of these 3 watering holes. And when 50% of the individuals had pointed themselves toward one of the 3 watering holes, within a few minutes, the entire herd of deer would just round itself up and move that water. They were voting. And seriously. And very often, the alpha deer would be in the back of there, everybody go! So this is completely baffled them. They thought, wait a minute, we've got to figure out a way to make the alpha deer do his job. You're supposed to take charge, buddy. So they put a predator near, or the apparent presence of a predator, the smell of a predator near one of the watering holes, and to see what happens. Is this going to cause the deer to change their behavior? Now, in our Constitution, most things are done by 51%, 50% plus 1 vote. But there are some things that are really important, like amending the Constitution or breaking filibuster. And there's a variety of things that are really important that require a 2/3 majority or a 60% majority. And in the case of amending the Constitution, 2/3 majority plus 3/4 of the states. So, which provides a really interesting context for this second step, because when they put the predator in one of the watering holes, what happened was that, say there's 100 deer. I mean, I don't know what the number was, but just throw around numbers and say there were 100 deer. And they noticed that the deer are starting to point to different watering holes because it's time to go drink. And now 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50 are now pointing toward one watering hole. Now, typically at that point, they all go to the watering hole. Nothing happened. Now the alpha deer is going to come out and take charge. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. Boom, they're off the water. It was a 2/3 majority. And again, the alpha deer very often was like, what? What happened? So they published these results, and I called up Ken Conrad, one of the researchers, and said, what's the deal with this? Where's this going? And what kind of feedback have you got from the scientists? And he said, well, one of the first calls that I got after this was published was from an entomologist or an ichthyologist, a fish guy. And he said, in slow motion photography, we're noticing the same thing with fish. I remember 20 years ago, we said the first time I was scuba diving, we were down in Mexico, in what's the super tourist place down there, and Cancun. And you can do the kind of bunny slope dive, the resort dives, go out and you're just in 20 feet of water, and you see all this fish. And I'm going through the water, and the fish are like, and they're going, 500 fish, a school of fish, and it's like, they're all moving at the same time. I thought, this guy means a lot of things. Right? It's got to mean a lot of things. We see this with birds, we see this. So, anyway, the ichthyologist told me, he says, if we do real slow mo on the photography, so what we find is that when fish swim, they kind of swim left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. And when 51%, sometimes they'll swim, 1 degree left, 1 degree right, 1 degree left, 1 degree right as they're moving, alternating fins, moving their body. But sometimes they'll do 2 degrees left, 1 degree right, 2 degrees left, 1 degree right. And he said, when more than 50% of them do that, then the the entire school goes 1 degree left, and actually 1 degree moves that 1 extra or 5 degrees, whatever it may be. And they're voting. It's Democratic. These aren't even animals. So they got a call from a bird guy who said, yeah, we've seen the same thing with birds. We see flocks of birds, and they just kind of fly out starlings and crows. How do they do that? Well, they're voting. It's democracy. He said he got a call from an entomologist, a bug guy, and he said the same thing. You know, I remember as a kid watching a swarm of bugs, just this ball of gnats. But it's a river that we hear, a little creek that looked like a river at the time. It was 8 feet across. It's a little creek that we used to go hang out at when I was like 8 years old. And I remember this ball of gnats just sit there for a while, and all of a sudden it goes like that. And then there'd always be 5 or 6 gnats left over, and probably the alpha gnats, right? What happened? Where'd they go? And again, the same thing. And in fact, he said, you know, we talked about primatologists, you know, basically right across the animal kingdom. Insects, you know, even the social insects like ants do this. They're all democratic, small d democratic. And, you know, this is basically wired into us. Wilkinson, in the most recent book, points out that, while chimpanzees tend to be violent and to solve conflict, they use violence to solve conflict, bonobos, which are related to us as well as chimpanzees are, and just about as close. Bonobos resolve conflict by touching or having sex. They're very, very affectionate animals. They're hyper affectionate, in fact. And they resolve conflict by, they make love, not war. I'm quite literally. And what has just been discovered in the last couple of years, and I wish I had known this in time to get it into this book, because it's not impressionable, but it's you know, hopefully we'll get a big back, is that they found this piece of DNA that we share with chimps and bonobos that codes for social interactions. And we have the bonobo DNA, not the chimp DNA. We're not just wired for democracy because we're part of the animal kingdom, but we're also wired for peace. And so, how do we get there? You know, what are the things that we do? You know, how do we solve these problems? How do we get through this? We also have a religious crisis, by the way. This I would suggest goes along with the environmental crisis and with the political crisis and religious crisis. This belief that we can put God in a box, or gods, or whatever, divinities in some place to go visit. I visited the Dalai Lama about 8 or 9 years ago. In fact, there's a movie out about it now called The Dalai Lama Renaissance, narrated by Harrison Ford. There were about 30 of us who went to spend a week with him at his invitation. It was people from all different disciplines and walks of life, mostly authors, but you know, a wide variety of people. And we had, in the morning, we would have these meetings where we talk among ourselves about, you know, what we were going to talk to the Dalai Lama about in the afternoon, because this was called Synthesis Dialogues. It was this week-long meeting that every day for the 5 days, the 5 weekdays. We were there for actually about 6 days. Took a little week to get in and get out. It's in Dharamsala, which is way up in the Himalayan mountains. It's a day trip north from New Delhi and back. And so in the morning we would discuss among ourselves, you know, what are we going to talk to this guy about this afternoon? Because our mandate was to work with him to figure out a way to create a world that works. That was small. And one of the people who was in our group, and one of the leaders of the South African resistance to apartheid